Kelsey. I'm a pattern designer, and in this video we're going to be talking about wallpaper types. Now in this video I am going to be mainly focusing on the 4 most popular types of wallpaper. The first one is peel and stick, second is pre-pasted smooth, traditional, and then Grasscloth. Now I'm going to organize this video basically into 2 categories. One of them is going to be the removable types of wallpaper, and the other is going to be the type of wallpaper that needs paste to be able to adhere to your wall. Now I just want to caveat this video by saying I'm a pattern designer. I by no means am claiming to be a professional wall hanger. I just happen to have worked with wallpaper for quite a while now. My company, Joe Lou, is actually known for its wallpaper, so I have been able to work very closely with wallpaper, not only on a residential side, but also in a commercial setting with interior designers for their private clients. So when I talk about these wallpapers, it's in relation to my personal experience working with clients and in my own home with this wallpaper. I can only speak for my manufacturer's wallpaper type. I know there are many different manufacturers and their paper is going to be uniquely their own. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just trying to help and give my opinion. I know when I was looking at adding wallpaper to my home, it was very confusing and there was a lot of options. So hopefully this video helps you kind of narrow down what type of wallpaper you're gonna need for your project. We're gonna jump into the removable wallpaper first. The first one is definitely the most popular. Right now it is having a really big surge in the DIY space, and that is peel and stick wallpaper. Now I personally love peel and stick wallpaper. You can use it for so many different things, not only your walls, you can use it to flip furniture, and you can use it as wall art. I feel like every day I see someone using peel and stick wallpaper in a whole new way that I hadn't even thought of. Peel and stick is one of the removable wallpapers, which means you don't have to worry about it damaging things. So if you are a renter or you are looking for a quick project that you may or may not want to keep forever, I would definitely suggest looking into peel and stick. My peel and stick that I have in my company has a slight texture to it. It's almost a linen-y texture. I really love it. It's a thick paper, and if you have slightly textured walls, that linen texture as well as the design that you choose can help cover that texture and make it less obvious. Now, pro tip here, if you do have high textured walls, look for designs that are busier. If you go for a more simple design that has a lot of empty space, you are going to be able to see that wall texture through the paper much more easily. If you have a busier pattern, your eyes are gonna move all over the place and you're less likely to notice the texture on the wall, and you're more likely to notice what you actually want to notice, which is the design. The next wallpaper type is pre-pasted smooth. It's a little bit less well known, but I am seeing it gain traction more and more as people just look into wallpaper types. So pre-pasted smooth, as the name would suggest, is actually a smooth paper. So unlike my peel and stick that has a slight linen texture, this one is a completely smooth paper. So if you have very flat walls, this is really great. Now this one is water activated. So unlike the peel and stick where you can peel off the back and the side the design has is sticky already, pre-pasted smooth, you have to activate the sticky on the back by putting water on it. The thing I find really cool about the pre-pasted smooth is because it's water activated, you can actually recycle it. Peel and stick wallpaper you can't recycle because of the sticky backing that it has. It makes it not possible to recycle it, which is a shame. But pre-pasted smooth, with its water activation, you're able to recycle, which I think is just really cool, and it's a really good perk of being able to use pre-pasted smooth, especially if you are using it for more of a temporary fix like a rental. You're able to recycle it instead of just sending it to a landfill. Now we're going to jump into the pasteable wallpapers. So this wallpaper is not considered removable because it doesn't have the sticky backing. You're gonna have to add paste to the back for it to be able to adhere to your walls, making it a little bit less removable than say the peel and stick or the pre-pasted smooth. The first one we're gonna talk about is traditional wallpaper. Everyone has probably seen traditional wallpaper at this point, especially with the surge of people buying historical homes and them being absolutely covered in wallpaper, those are traditional wallpaper types. So it's the type that you would put paste on the back and push it onto the wall. Those are meant to be around for many years. They're made with a very, very durable paper, which is why I highly suggest, if you are looking at wallpapering a bathroom or a kitchen or any high traffic area, definitely look at traditional wallpaper. It is made for that. It's made to be wiped on. It's made to be, I guess, kind of used and abused is the best way of putting it. And it's especially made for moisture areas. So bathrooms and kitchens where liquid is going to be a lot more present than, say, a bathroom or maybe a mud room. The last thing you want is for moisture to get between your wall and your wallpaper, because it can build mold. And mold is definitely not something anyone wants in their home. So if you want wallpaper in your bathroom or kitchen, definitely look at traditional wallpaper. It's literally built for that. It's made with a special type of paper that is mold resistant, and I promise it is much easier to install than you may think. The other thing about traditional wallpaper is, in my experience, if you are looking at hiring someone to put up this wallpaper, if you want a wall hanger to come into your home and put up the wallpaper, they're most likely going to pick traditional wallpaper. A lot of wall hangers prefer the 72-foot long roll instead of having to deal with all the different size variants of, say, like the peel and stick. My peel and stick and my pre-pasted smooth come in 3-foot, 6-foot, 9-foot, and 12-foot. Most wall hangers don't want to be dealing with that. They want 72-foot long roll. They want to be able to put the paste on the back, put it on your wall, and call it good. They don't want to deal with 1,000 different sizes. So in my experience, especially working with interior designers, their wall hangers have always chosen traditional wallpaper over any other type of wallpaper. Traditional wallpaper is also really good if you were looking at this for a commercial property. If you have a lot of people coming in and out of a space, it's going to get run down faster than, let's say, like a residential home that maybe only has the family that lives there being in that home a lot. If you are in a commercial space, I definitely suggest looking into traditional wallpaper just because of the durability. You would hate to spend all that money putting wallpaper up just for it to tear and fade and look really gross within a year or two of use. Now, the fourth and final wallpaper we're going to talk about is Grasscloth. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started in this industry and started working with wallpaper, I didn't even know about Grasscloth. It wasn't something that was kind of in my realm of knowledge, but since working with interior designers and even residential DIYers, Grasscloth has kind of become one of my favorites. It's such a classic type of wallpaper, especially if you have a historic home. It just brings that extra level that the other wallpapers don't have. Grasscloth is a woven wallpaper, so it is the highest texture that you can get on paper. I will say, however, because of the type of paper it is, it does change the color of designs. So if maybe you have a cream or a white colored design, it's going to be more yellow toned. So whatever design you choose is going to be more yellow toned on Grasscloth than on the other three. Now, I suggest this for all of the wallpaper types, but especially for Grasscloth, you need to order a sample. Just because it looks correct on your screen does not mean that in real life it's going to be the correct color, especially if you're trying to color match to a particular wallpaper paint. You're going to want to order that wallpaper sample. You'd rather order the wallpaper sample and you're verifying that it looks perfect and exactly what you're looking for, than to go through the time and especially the money to order all of those rolls and panels of wallpaper just to get them and it's not the right color. Now in Jolu, I offer personalized colors and personalized scaling, but that's not necessarily what every manufacturer is going to offer. So depending on the manufacturer that you're choosing for this wallpaper, you could not be able to change the color. So always get a sample. It's better to be safe than sorry. And you can always use a sample for maybe a smaller project later down the line. Okay, and that is the 4 wallpaper types. We're gonna go through them really quickly again because I know I gave you a lot of information. We talked about peel and stick, so if you are a renter or you are a DIYer, peel and stick is a great option. You can also choose pre-pasted smooth. That one is water activated, which means you can recycle it when your project is done or maybe you are moving. Next, we talked about traditional wallpaper. If you are doing a bathroom or a kitchen, any place where water is going to come into contact with that wallpaper, traditional is definitely one of the best. It is very durable, so even in a playroom, traditional may be a really good option for you. Also, if you want a professional to come into your space and hang the wallpaper for you, they're most likely going to choose traditional wallpaper over any of the other ones. And finally, we talked about Grasscloth. Grasscloth is a very high textured wallpaper, so if you are looking for a lot of texture and a lot of visual interest, Grasscloth could be for you. I will say it does change the colors, so just like with any of the other 3 wallpapers, your samples are your best friend. If you get it in person, it can look very different than what you saw on your phone screen or what you saw on your computer screen. Resolutions on screens change so much, and even just the lighting in your room can change the way something looks. So Grasscloth will make it look more yellow, but always order a sample. Even if you go with peel and stick or pre-pasted or traditional, order your sample. You can always use it for a little mini project later on, and nothing beats peace of mind when you go to make that larger order, knowing that all of those are going to be the color and the scale that you need for your space and for your project. So I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them down below. And if you do want to check out my wallpaper, I always have it linked in my description. This is a little bit different of a video than my usual videos. We will be back to vlogs next week, but I was getting a few questions about wallpapers and what to choose, and I figured what better way than to make an entire video about it. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you next week.